This is Nikki Anderson, and she was born on October 15th, 1958 in Indiana. And she was described as a beautiful young woman with a radiant smile who was reliable, responsible, hardworking, and a careful mother who was devoted to her two children. In the early 1980s, Nikki moved to Bremerton, Washington with her boyfriend at the time, Kenny Hale, a Navy man. And once the pair settled into Washington, Nikki and Kenny had a beautiful baby girl together named Adrienne Hale, born on November 9th, 1981. However, shortly after Adrienne was born, Nikki and Kenny decided to part ways romantically, but reportedly had a very amicable breakup and chose to co-parent. And Nikki would go on to date another Navy man named Otha Tucker and go on to have a child with him in 1985. On the evening of January 29th, 1986, Kenny was visiting Adrienne at Nikki's home. When he got up to leave at around 8:30 p.m., Adrienne asked him if she could stay with him instead of staying with Nikki. Because it was a school night, Kenny told her no, but promised to come back the next day. As he walked out, he watched his daughter wave goodbye from the front window. The following evening, Kenny returned to Nikki's home, and no one answered the door when he knocked. As he turned to leave, he heard a faint, unsettling cry come from inside the house. He tried to open the door, and surprisingly, it was unlocked. And as Kenny enters the dark apartment, he trips, and when he looked down, he realized that he had tripped over the leg of his 4-year-old daughter, Adrienne Hale, and just a few feet away lay Nikki Anderson. Both of them had been strangled to death. In the corner of the room, Nikki's 11-month-old was sitting in his playpen. Kenny grabbed the baby and ran to a neighbor's house for help. When police arrived, they found there was no forced entry, meaning she likely knew her attacker and let them into her home. Police initially focused heavily on Kenny Hale, trying to force him to confess. He never did. And decades later, advanced DNA testing completely ruled him out as a suspect, as well as Nikki's fiance. Today, investigators possess a distinct male DNA profile recovered from the crime scene. However, Washington state laws restrict DNA data comparisons to individuals who are paroled or deceased. Police have stated that they just need a name to match this DNA to and finally solved this 40-year-old cold case. If you have any information on the 1986 murders of Nikki Anderson and Adrienne Hale, no matter how small you think it is, please contact the Bremerton Police Department. Follow for more cold and unsolved cases.